What's going on, everybody? Thanks for watching another video. I'm so happy you decided to join. So today we're going to be talking about something called a line of credit, which some of you guys may already know something about, and if so, hopefully you can actually contribute to those who have other questions, but I'm also hoping that you learn something new as well, because lines of credit, they seem very obvious as to what they are, but there's also a lot of features that a whole lot of people ignore or don't know about, that it really kind of puts them at a disadvantage if they use this product. So a line of credit is a revolving form of a loan. That revolving term means that it kind of works like a credit card in the sense that, a line of credit could be for $500 or $5,000 or $10,000. And just like a credit card, when you use your line of credit, well, you rack up a balance that you at some point have to pay off. So it's revolving. That means that it also affects what's called your capacity ratio. And your capacity ratio really does have a large impact on your credit score. So if you have a line of credit or if you plan on getting a line of credit, make sure you use it the right way because it definitely will impact your score depending on how you use it. Now, let's talk about some of the main reasons why someone would get a line of credit. Traditionally, lines of credit, in my experience, are used as a form of overdraft protection. So if a member decides to go make a purchase, let's say with their debit card, and there's not enough funds in the checking, there's not enough funds in the savings account, a line of credit would essentially cover that transaction so they don't have to pay an overdraft fee. Now, I'll say here real quick, I don't think you should get a line of credit just to kind of support your overdraft habits. That's not good. I would much rather you just stop overdrafting and fix the core problem of why you're overdrafting. But that's one of the main reasons why people get lines of credit is to prevent overdraft fees. Second, just like credit cards, lines of credit can act as, let's say, emergency funds. So if something happens, you're in a situation where you need access to money, lines of credit will act as those reserves if you have to have it. And one of the most convenient aspects to a line of credit is that unlike a credit card where you would have to do like a cash advance and possibly pay a cash advance fee to get, cash off of this limit, a line of credit on the other hand, you can just transfer funds from the line of credit to your checking account, no problems, no fees, and that way it kind of turns into cash if you need it that way. I think that's a cool feature, but it also acts as a double-edged sword because lines of credit cannot be used like a credit card. You're not going to get a line of credit debit card or a line of credit card, right? It's just a line of credit. It acts as emergency funds. If you logged into your online bank account, it would be like, you have your savings account, your checking account, and your line of credit, right? It may say that you've got a limit of 500 and an available amount of 500. That means that you can move up to $500 from your line of credit to your checking or savings account, or it will cover your overdrafts up to $500 because that's what your limit is for. So those are essentially the basics of a line of credit, and what I'd like to do now is just kind of give you a pros and cons list of a line of credit, maybe compare them to a credit card since they're very similar in nature, but there are key differences, and hopefully let you decide if it's something worth getting or not, because I'll be the first one to say that I have a line of credit. I've also never used my line of credit once, ever. I've never used it, even though I've had it for over 8 years. So let's go with the pros. Number one, like I said, it's convenient to transfer funds to your checking account. There's essentially no cash advance fees. Most financial institutions will allow you to withdraw funds from your line of credit through an ATM as well without an additional charge. And again, it acts as overdraft protection, which is one of the biggest reasons why people use it. Now, my personal favorite reason as to why I have a line of credit is that early on when I wanted to start building credit, I knew that, a certain amount of trade lines were going to help me out. So I got a line of credit, a very small limit, $500, and I just wanted it to sit there. I knew I was never, ever going to use it, but having it just sit there is actually still reporting some positive statistics for my credit score. I shared in another video that my credit score is a little over about 790 right now, and I haven't done anything terribly complicated to get it. It's just a matter of playing the game. So I've never used it once, and it still helped me get to a good credit score. Now let's look at some of the cons to a line of credit. And I think there's a few of them that just stand out automatically. Number one, high interest rates. You know, just like personal loans or credit cards, they are unsecured, right? There is no collateral to this loan, therefore the interest rates are very, very high. So like at my credit union, even if you had like immaculate credit, like 850 or something like that, even then the interest rate would never be lower than 11.9% and went as high as 17.9%. So high interest rates because of the type of loan that it is, unsecured. Number two, there's no real reward to using one. You know, like I said, I guess most people use them as a form of overdraft protection, which again, it does that job, but I'd rather you just fix the problem of overdrafting rather than finding a way to cover this and get yourself into debt. You know, so there's no real reward to using a line of credit, whereas like a credit card, I use that for every single purchase I make for the airline miles. The line of credit, I don't get anything if I were to ever use it. There's no benefit to me using it. That's why I just have one that sits there, never use it. I just have it for credit purposes. Number three, I'm actually going to go back to the interest rates that I was talking about earlier and say that if you use your line of credit, you are guaranteed to pay interest. Now, on a credit card, if you pay off the full dollar amount of your statement balance each month in full, you will never pay interest. Ever. Even if your interest rate is like 40%, if you pay off everything on your statement balance, you know, on time or by the due date, you do not pay interest. Lines of credit, on the other hand, they're a little bit different. They essentially work where as soon as you use funds, right, if you advance $50 from your line of credit to your checking account, you are earning interest that day. You will always pay interest on that line of credit. And because of that, you know, I'll probably never use mine. Like I said, it doesn't give me any real advantage to using it. And I certainly don't want to pay unnecessary interest. So I will always use my credit card instead of a line of credit due to not having to pay interest on a credit card. And likewise, I can't avoid paying interest if I do use my line of credit. So that about sums it up for me. Lines of credit, I think, are a great way to build your credit score just by having one, but I don't really recommend that you use one. And I know that's kind of a strange thing to say, get something that you never plan on using, but like I said, building up credit is a bit of a game, and having a line of credit that you never use is really a way of building credit without paying interest, without paying annual fees, and just, again, kind of a smart move when it comes to playing the game. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. I appreciate you guys watching another video. Like always, comment with your thoughts and opinions. Do you have a line of credit that you're trying to pay off? Did you learn something about this that you didn't know before, and maybe it's going to stop you from using your line of credit in the future? Whatever the case may be, thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.
Hey guys, thanks again for watching this video. I hope you learned something new from it and you were able to strengthen your financial position. I'm going to keep coming out with more videos, so please stay tuned, but go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, and have a good day.